place. Yeah. Because this is to be able to prevent identity theft, identity fraud, you know. So for instance now, if you're applying for a fresh passport, not for a change of data, your name is your name, you know. If you want to change your name, then you apply for a change of data. Then your date of birth is your date of birth. Your gender is your gender, you know. So your place of birth is your place of birth. It cannot change. So your country of birth is your country of birth. So this is to make sure that there's harmonization. So there are some areas, for instance, marital status, you can always, marital status is something that you can always, marital status is what you can always adjust. Then, of course, occupation, your maiden name, which is optional, email address. So I put in my email address because the issue here is that if the email, if your application at any point in time has a problem, we send you an automated text message telling you to check your mail, that there is a problem. You know, you check your mail immediately, and I send you a mail of which automatically. Yes. So that's once they review it at the end and there are questions or there are issues. So they send it to you, they tell you what to do, then you are able to redo those things. And once you redo those things, then it automatically updates your data. Yes, automatically it does that. So after filling that,
sorry, apologies. What about those who have issues with their data that is already on NIMSI's, their NIN? Because there are some people who have issues with some of the data, they like to correct it and all. Would you have to first go to NIN, I mean to NIMSI, to correct that?
No, definitely, because don't forget that NIMSI Act is very clear. NIMSI is responsible for management of identity in Nigeria. That's the truth. So you correct it, you do modification in NIMSI, then we have a handshake with NIMSI. So what we're trying to do is that every identity has to be uniform. It has to be one. We don't want a scenario whereby your driver's license, for example, you are 1982. In your passport, on your passport, you are 1978. In, what's it called, in NIMSI, you are 1984. You know, we don't want that. We want to harmonize our data and be sure of the integrity of the system. So you fill this, then the next thing you do is just continue. You go on continue. So once you get to this point, it has automatically filled your state of origin because that cannot change. Your hometown, of course, you fill your hometown, you just fill some few things.
So, I mean, one of the major things for a lot of Nigerians is the time lag. The time for you to wait for days, for you to go there, the queues that you make. Sometimes if you want to do your international passport, you have to jettison work on that day.
And that's what
you have to go and queue.
And that's what we're trying.
And there are a lot of people who are there at the immigration passport office who are there to collect money from you.
That is exactly what we're trying to stop. And with this now, the only thing you need to do there is you have an appointment, you just go there, take your biometric, no picture, nobody's looking at your document, nothing. So it's just to take your fingerprint and go. 2-3 minutes.
So you're saying that nobody should ask any Nigerians for extra money apart from the money that you officially pay
here? Of course, definitely. In fact, it will be frustrated if Nigerians continue to patronize these people. Because, I mean, we have automated the system such that Nigerians do not need before they
Will there come a time that we do not actually have to go to the passport office?
You see, the whole solution is almost ready. I mean, we have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. This is phase 1 that we have delivered, and I'll show you to the end. Phase 2 is the one in diaspora. Phase 3, which takes, the one in diaspora will be February 8th. Then phase 3 is the contactless biometric, whereby you don't even need to go again. And that is March 8th. We don't want to shock the system with too many things at the same time. Let Nigeria get used to it.
There will come a time that
definitely
you sit in your house, you can do your biometrics.
I guarantee you, in 2 months' time, you sit at home, you do your biometrics, you fill your delivery address, we DHL it to you. We send it to you by courier.
At the end of March?
That is a promise. Not end of March, March 8th.
March 8th. That will be ready.
It's a promise.
Nigerians, write it down.
It is. I have made 2-3 promises on this show because I understand the president. The president is a man that is driven by performance. The president has given us a marching order. Go and make impact. Go and make renewed hope a reality. Go and be good and be wonderful ambassadors of renewed hope. We all signed a bond. We all signed a contract with Mr. President in terms of delivery. And Ministry of Interior is poised. was delivering on every promise that we make. So now going back here, then you go to continue after filling this. Then the next thing you do is, of course, your next of kin. Just fill your next of kin, because we decided that next of kin can change. Okay. So that's why we decided that today your next of kin might be your mother, tomorrow might be your wife, might be your daughter, it might be your... So we decided that, okay, you fill the details of your next of kin, and once you fill the details of your next of kin, the phone number, then obviously it takes you, that one will now take you to the last stage, which is for you to upload your supporting document. These are documents that hitherto people used to take to immigration offices, and an immigration officer will have to say, oh, this one is genuine, this one is... But this is another wonderful thing that we have been able to do, and I'll show you. Once you upload this document, now, the automation we have done is not just at the front end. We have also automated the back end of Nigerian Immigration Service. So even review of all these applications, review of the application, the whole, what's it called, approval, query, everything is now online by immigration. What it helps me to do is that there's an audit trail. So if you approve a passport today to be issued, in 20 years' time, I know who approved it, because I can query it on the system.
Just like the banks would do.
Just
you have your banker attached to you.
Exactly.
In case you have any issue.
Exactly. So that's what we have been able, to do. And also, you have to also understand that what we have also introduced is what we call the DVOs, because the president is so bothered about the integrity of our data, integrity of our passport. There is this notion that maybe some non-Nigerians, maybe, quote and unquote,
there's a heavy allegation that a lot of time that they acquire from our neighboring
countries, they acquire Nigerian passports.
Nigerian passport was too easy to get.
So what we are doing, what we have done here, why making it more comfortable, why making it more convenient for Nigerians? We have also done our best to introduce what we call the document verification officers. So in all local governments now. So the document that you upload here, they will be verified.
So there is a statutory immigration officer in the 774 local government
and they are called document verification officers. So what we do, for instance, on local government certificate of citizenship, once you upload, we are not sending them the entire document. All we are sending them is just to send them the reference number and obviously the date of issue. We expect them to send all the details of it. That is a way to ensure that they actually go do the verification. So it is only when they verify your citizenship and your documents that NIS will be able to approve it. This, for a fresh applicant, is supposed to not to take more than 7 days for us to be able to do this, because we already have immigration officers in every local one. This reason for this is to ensure that anybody that carries the Nigerian passport is actually a Nigerian that deserves to carry it. And there is no way at the moment. What we used to do was, you bring your passport, your document, we just look at it, oh, the citizenship is there, oh yeah, we tick. But how are we sure it's authentic? How are we sure it's not fake? So what we have, and I believe that it is only the issue of a document that can attest to its authenticity. So that's why now every document that is here, we will verify. Gone are the days when anybody will just bring fake and know that, oh, that's it. If you bring fake, we will get you, we will prosecute you, and we will make sure that you face the full wrath of the law. That is, so once you do this, then the next thing is that you continue. Once you do this, you continue. Once it's okay, then it gives you full details of your application. That is it. So at every point in time, you can view what you have. You can view the documents that you submitted to see maybe it's right. You can look at it. That is that. Then you can always view it. You can whatever. So after this one, you just confirm. You pay your money, get and go for your biometric. Which now, because now when you go for biometric, no officer is looking at you to say, where's your document? Oh, this document, nowhere. Oga said to. All those things does not happen again. So once you go there, you have your number. You just go. They take your biometric.
So this brings us to the end of this process.
The end. So the application process max, not take more than 5 minutes.
So now
this is for new,
for the new application.
But for people that are trying to renewal, you just go to renewal here,
and takes you pretty much the same process.
Pretty much the same thing. So once it gives you this, then obviously you can renew. But for now, we are asking people to You'll bring the citizenship, then you upload. Okay, let me show you a bit of renewal now. Okay. So let's enter the NIN. For example, this is quite important. Once you enter your NIN, your date of birth, it pulls out your data, and it pulls out your data from NIMC. So we are there's an API now with NIMC, so we're integrated with NIMC.
So there's a handshake.
There's a handshake, 100%. So any document you get from immigration is what you will get from, yes, verify. You can verify. So it's what you get from NIMC. So it gives you all this just like you've seen before. Then, no, just go to next, continue. Just confirm and continue. So now it will ask you for your current passport number. Okay. So immediately it goes to please enter any passport number. So it asks you for your present passport number. So it goes to our database. That's NIS database, and pulls out your data and put it side by side with NIMC to be sure that
you are
exactly, and these are just control measures that we've been able to put. So this one out, it goes directly. So you see what it tells you. Yeah. So it tells you data. This is a data match. This person is the same person. What the data on your current passport says your name is John. So it looks at
compares
it. It compares it. So if it doesn't match, it tells you to go and apply for a change of data. You cannot go forward. So all other processes are almost
Minister.
Then the good thing I need to say again is that when you go to the change of data, what we have been able to do now is to stop anybody from coming to Abuja for change of data. Nobody. It's not just about married.
Whether you're married,
not anybody. You don't need to come to. All you do is just the same process. You enter your name, then it brings out because if you want to change your data, it means you are actually asking for a reissue. So there are certain documents, depending on your peculiar situation, that you have to upload, within the system. So once this is done, you understand, then wherever you are, all you need to do. But the key issue for change of data is that we always say this: it's not our responsibility to change your data, identity data. It's NIMC's responsibility.
Okay. That also has to be done at
NIMC, yes. At NIMC, and immediately it's done at NIMC, it synchronizes with our system.
Right here?
Yes, it synchronizes with our system.
One major problem that I have, Honorable Minister, because a lot of people who are watching tonight, and some of their queries as to whether they can actually, reach out to immigration and get their queries, because a lot of people at some point will say, oh, they have an issue, they have this problem, and they wanted to check with immigration. They have this issue, they've applied, but nobody is listening to them, nobody has answered them. We understand that you now have a customer service line.
Yeah.
Is it live now?
No, it is.
Is it working now?
Yeah, it is.
What is the customer?
Part of what we did, let me tell you before we even go to the line, is that I sincerely believe that customer service is at the center of any user experience. That's the truth. You must give people that effective customer service, and people must be able to have this feel that this is our thing. There must be that sense of ownership. So part of what we have been able to do is to set up an EPMS already, which is a technical back-end solution that will be able to, do a lot of things that we used to outsource. Part of the complaint people will tell you is that, they used to wait for a particular vendor to approve certain levels of alterations or certain things. We're taking that away and handing it over to the NIS. So we created an EPMS, which is a technical solution. Then two, we've now created what we call a help desk, which is a call center that we've been able to integrate into this system. So at any point in time that you need, we'll display it before we go. We'll display it on the monitor so that people can call, and it's 24 hours.
All right, let's go on a break, Honorable Minister.
The help desk number is 091 21 900 655.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So we'll get to be able to talk to one of your help desk person, and let's see whether or not this works.
But Sean, one thing I want to assure Nigerians is this: it's about swift experience, it's about renewed hope. Please take this to the bank. We have the whole solution ready. It's not just about immigration service. As I said on this show, I don't want to be remembered as Minister of Immigration. I want to be remembered as a minister under the tutelage of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, saddled with the responsibility of Ministry of Interior. Later on, we'll come to this show and tell you what we're doing in the fire service. You will see the first tier 1 fire academy in West Africa. In Sheda is what we are putting in place. The first tier 1 in the entire West Africa. You'll see what we're trying to build there. You'll see how we're trying to create about 2-3 million jobs from the fire service by turning the fire service from just an operator but to a regulator, and where the private sector